It is a cold, brisk, and rainy day here in Vancouver, and I wanted to go out there and talk about some of the updates. Now, the biggest update that we will see out of any Vancouver Canucks related story today is actually not even happening yet. The Vancouver Canucks are playing off against the Edmonton Oilers at 7:30 p.m. PST today. It is one of 12 prospect games taking place on the 13th of September. You can see the tweet right here by Kyle Cushman. The Bruins and the Penguins, Panthers, Predators, Sharks, Utah, Blue Jackets, Sabres, etc., etc. The Oilers and the Canucks are the last game on tap. You'll be able to watch the game on Canucks.com. It is the Young Stars tournament as posted by the Vancouver Canucks Twitter account. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we've got Canucks game action today. Admittedly, the team is not the best on paper. The prospects in the Vancouver Canucks system have not really been too great compared to other teams, considering that they're always trading away their first and second round picks year in and year out. But either way, it'll be nice to see the blue and white donned in some capacity later tonight. However, with all that in the background, I wanted to talk about the other piece of news that we had been given in Vancouver Canucks land. I'll leave a link in the description to two things. This Donnie and Dolly video, wherein Rick Dollywall says the Canucks' pursuit of Kevin Lankinen has not stopped. And I'll also leave a link in the description to this article on CanucksDaily.com by Cooper Godine because it transcribes the Rick Dollywall comments on the Donnie and Dolly video. Insider gives an update on the Canucks' pursuit of free agent goaltender Kevin Lankinen. So let's go out there and take a look at the scoop here. On Friday's edition of Donnie and Dolly, Rick Dollywall provided an update on Kevin Lankinen and said that the Vancouver Canucks are continuing to pursue him as an option in the crease for them with Demko still out. The Canucks' pursuit of Lankinen has not stopped. They held talks with his agent this week. There just hasn't been progress. The Canucks made Lankinen an offer. It's believed to be under $1 million. The Canucks could sign Lankinen in 10 seconds. All they'd have to do was put Tucker Poolman on the LTIR to get the deal done. But they don't want to do that. They want to do the Poolman LTIR thing at the trade deadline so they have some space there, Dollywall said. He added, "There's no doubt in my mind that Lankinen is their number one choice, but all UFA players have got to make a choice soon. Why do they keep going after Lankinen? I think it's for a couple of reasons. Maybe Demko's going to be out longer than they expected. He's a veteran guy. Would you be comfortable with Silayev and Patera? I wouldn't be. What if Silayev gets hurt? Are you comfortable with Yuri Patera playing a National Hockey League game for the Vancouver Canucks? I'm not. That's maybe why they keep going after Lankinen. All UFA players need to make a choice here in the next 7 days. Training camps are starting, so I think the Canucks are trying to wait Lankinen out and see if he takes their offer closer to camp. But the Canucks could say enough waiting on Lankinen and sign a goaltender to a PTO any day as well. So it is very interesting to me that the Canucks continue. It's been over 3 weeks. They continue to show interest in this goaltender, Kevin Lankinen. So this is our update. Big scoop out there on the horizon here. Let's go over the tail of the tape one more time since we haven't officially made a full-fledged video about this player. Kevin Lankinen is 29 years old, 6'2", 185 left-handed catching goaltender, who, of course, is a free agent at the time of recording this audio. His recent season with the Nashville Predators was pretty good, .908 save percentage and a .282 goals against in 24 games played, following up what was a pretty solid .916 with the Predators in 2022-2023. He had a few seasons bouncing up and down in the Chicago, NHL, and AHL systems, highlighted by a .909 save percentage with the Blackhawks in 2020-2021. Lankinen is smack dab in the middle of what you would call his prime at 29 years old, and it's easy to infer that amongst the class of free agent goaltenders that are still available, Lankinen is pretty much like one of the best ones. In fact, I want to do some research on that. Let's go over to puckpedia.com. We'll go over to... Is there a free agent list right here? Player dashboard, and here, 2024 UFAs. Let's go over to goaltenders. So if you take a look, there are only 5 goaltenders who had played in the NHL last year who are now free agents. And their names go as follows. Carter Hart, okay, that guy can screw right off. He's not going to be able to play. Kevin Lankinen, Antti Ranta, Martin Jones, and Ivan Prosvetov. Not really the deepest group of guys. Kevin Lankinen is the second youngest out of the eligible guys. We're not counting Carter Hart in this, FYI. So Lankinen, who was making $2 million a year last year with the Predators, could sign with the Vancouver Canucks as soon as tomorrow if the Canucks just decided to match that $2 million AAV and put Tucker Poolman on the LTIR. But as we've been discussing this entire past few months, the Canucks don't want to do that. They want to accumulate cap space throughout the year by leaving Poolman's contract on the regular payroll. They don't want to extend into LTIR territory because there would be no savings in that. And with savings comes an opportunity at getting a better player come the trade deadline. So Vancouver, Emily Castonguay, Patrick Allvin, they have themselves a plan here to work things out financially. It's just going to boil down to whether or not Kevin Lankinen is willing to accept a lesser dollar amount deal. The Vancouver Canucks have been pretty proactive, I'd say, in waiting guys out and allowing these players to sign whenever it is they feel like it, as long as it's at the Vancouver Canucks dollar amount. We had seen the same thing done with Daniel Sprong. The Canucks didn't sign him right away. They waited a few days. And eventually, when they did sign him, it was to a really reasonable dollar amount that if Sprong is able to provide value, like 20 goals on a season, for example, will be seen as an absolute steal of a contract. The team could be doing something similar with Kevin Lankinen at this point. Wait him out, sign him to a league minimum, maybe sub $1 million deal, and if he's able to provide stable enough backup goaltending to Artur Shilov's, and maybe even step in once in a while, maybe they split the games, maybe they do 50-50 to open up the season before Demko comes back. Kevin Lankinen was more than good enough in Nashville last year to provide stable backup goaltending to UC Saros, so giving him that role in Vancouver certainly does not seem like a bad bet. It's just gonna depend on whether or not the Canucks can get this contract done. Dhaliwal, of course, is not closing the door on any other potential ideas, PTOs given out to other guys. I mean, the list isn't really long here. It's only 4 guys other than Carter Hart available to sign contracts, or at least guys that were goaltenders last year that do not have contracts this year. If the Canucks wanted to go completely out of left field, sign some random dude out of Europe or something, that's a possibility too, but it's really unlikely at this point. The goaltending market is very slim after all. So let me know your thoughts in the comment section below about this update on Vancouver Canucks hockey, how they're interested in Kevin Lankinen still, how they want to get this done, how they're willing to wait it out, and the idea of them potentially going through other avenues to get their goaltenders. What are your thoughts on the Kevin Lankinen sweepstakes? What are your thoughts on the upcoming game against the Edmonton Oilers? I'm going to be honest, I might have some plans with friends later tonight. I'm not too sure whether or not I'm going to be able to watch tonight's Edmonton-Vancouver action. I want to try to make a video about it too, but then again, I don't know if I'm going to be able to access my computer anytime tonight, depending on what my plans are outside of YouTube. So, no promises on a video later tonight. I want to get one done, believe me, I really would. It would be in my best interest to do so, since it's literally the first Canucks-related game of the season, but yeah, you know, life is lifing right now. And sometimes that involves going out and spending time with your boys. If you're all okay with like a video coming out super late at night, then okay, maybe that's a possibility too. I have done that in the past. Like the time when I went to the hospital, I went to the ER because I blocked a shot in ball hockey in my, groin area, and I ended up not going home until 11 p.m. We made the post game for the Stanley Cup Finals game like at midnight, and that still got views and engagement, so maybe it is possible to make a video super late after the Canucks and Oilers game is wrapped up, but for now, no promises. Tune into Canucks.com to get the scoop at 7:30 p.m. PST if you want to watch the Vancouver Canucks prospects in all their glory. Maybe get smoked by the Oilers prospects, who really knows? I mean, Edmonton doesn't really have the best prospect pool either, so we'll see what happens there. But thoughts in the comments either way about the Canucks and the Oilers coming up later on tap. What are your thoughts about Kevin Lankinen and the goaltending search? If it's not Lankinen, whom would you be interested in instead? Martin Jones, Antti Ranta. There are a few other names that you could toss out there that aren't on the Puckpedia list, but thoughts in the comment section either way. I hope you enjoyed this video. And bye.